Yes, you're listening here live on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show with your host, Brent. Taking another Friday. We're going to get started in just a couple of moments. You're listening here to Cool. If you don't already know, the topic of discussion is conspiracy theories. And we'll talk about the space shuttle program. How it doesn't exist anymore. And I want it back. Be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. You can follow me on my TikTok channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at You can also follow me on Instagram And you can hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. If you miss the show, trust me, it's always cool. You can also follow me on YouTube. If the algorithm feed it me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the coolest of the cool, the Coolly Cool Show. Yes, and now the man of the hour, the man you've all came here to listen to, the one that makes conspiracy theories sound cool. Ladies and gentlemen, here, your host on the coolest of the cool, the Coolly Cool Show, your host, Brent. Thank you very much. So, the topic of discussion is conspiracy theories and the talk of the space shuttle program and why it ended or what the hell happened. And then also, I want it back, god damn it. Yes, we're talking about the space shuttle program and why it ended. But that isn't really the main topic of discussion. That we'll touch on that a little bit later on. or maybe we might not talk about it at the end. We might just go ahead and talk about it right now. Feeling kind of froggy. It's Friday. Did I drink anything today? No, I didn't. Well, let's get at it. So, I was reading a lot of things on the space shuttle program, and I was reading more or less because for many who are my age, we pretty much grew up hearing and knowing about the space shuttle and its program with sending a spaceship, which looked like a spaceship, which is they called it the space shuttle, into outer space, docking with the International Space Station, releasing satellites and other shit out there. And one of the biggest pet peeves that I have to date is the cancellation of the space shuttle program. I don't know why, even though we're going to touch on a few basics of topic of discussion in reference to why the space shuttle program was retired by NASA, and now we have to use our friendly, and I say this in space technology, space kindness, space relations to our neighbors, to Russia. Yes. So, we're going to go ahead and just touch on a little bit of why the space shuttle program is almost essentially non-existent. All it is now mere history. But honestly, I want to know for a fact, we had a space shuttle program that started in the 80s, and it sent astronauts, never to the moon, but to low Earth orbit, to the International Space Station to do research and scientific work, whatever the hell that may have done, whatever the hell they may have did. But not to discredit any of them, but you did your job. You did what you needed to do. You did things that, many people would love to try to do and love to experience. But at the same time, it's a program that was like, well, you know what, we're done with it. We've had a few accidents, and we're just going to clean up on it. We don't need to. It costs too much money. We need to move on from it and, frankly, do something else. Let's borrow our neighbor's spaceship and go up there and do what we need to do. I mean, what the fuck? God damn. So, what I'm trying to get at is, and where I'm trying to go with this, is that the fact that we had a space shuttle, essentially a spaceship, that was designed by these scientists and engineers, fitted with the most advanced technology to date at the time to get our astronauts into orbit, into space. I mean, it was a pretty cool, nifty thing. You had the big old orange, thing, and then the booster rockets on the side, and then the space shuttle itself attached to it. And it looked amazing. Huge in size, big in stature, and it was like the wave of the 21st century. This is what we talk about as far as defining ourselves in the advancement of space and technology to soar and go forth where no other human have been. And we had the vehicle to do so. And though it may not have looked as far as, I guess, the like Star Trek Enterprise, that nonsense, but we had a vehicle that was surprisingly up to date in our standard times. It's just amazing, and the fact that, obviously through its trials and tribulations and unfortunate accidents and unfortunate tragics that happened from it, that they just decided to go ahead and scrap it because apparently it cost too damn much money, and it was just
to not worth it, and people weren't heavily invested in anymore. But it's okay to go use our neighbors' rockets and be able to fly our astronauts in theirs, not having seen any type of space flight from them. I mean, yeah, the commercial space flight is now trying to happen, or they so-called trying to make it happen, or deceive your eyes at every advent, and, hell, who the fuck knows? But here's a list of reasons why they don't have the space shuttle program anymore, and it's ended. 1, high cost, slow turnaround, few customers. A vehicle that had major safety problems. That sounds like the very first invention of the car that had very, very huge safety problems. They didn't even have seatbelts back then, but hell, who's keeping track of that shit? So, high cost. I bet it did cost a lot of money for the space shuttle program to continue doing a thing as far as the maintenance work, the fuel. But at the same time, it was a space shuttle, essentially a spaceship that could be advanced and worked on to, build upon. It's a slow turnaround because if you study and you know a little bit about the space shuttle program, you know about the space shuttle. The space shuttle wasn't like an average plane. It wasn't able to do maneuverability. It wasn't able to do anything of that. Essentially, it was kind of like a buoy that's in the water. And when I mean a buoy in the water, I mean basically it got out there after its initial rocket boosters, got it out there, and it just kind of maintained itself on staying on course with, systems and, thrusters to propel itself in the direction, considering there is, as they say, zero gravity out there, to get to where it needs to be, to align itself, to do certain things. And with that being the way it was constructed, there was no real essential way as what we would think, like, Starship Troopers, and they're flying around and they're doing cool things and shit like the fucking, Star Wars, and they're doing pew, it's not doing any of that shit. It was just essentially to just kind of float like a buoy. It was just bouncing and it's going with what it needs to go to, but not incredibly crazy. And then when upon its re-entry, obviously it would be belly up, belly coming down, shown first, as it braced through the atmosphere, absorbing all the heat from the atmosphere. And as it kind of came in, it would essentially, like I said, it wasn't a plane. It's not a plane. It's not a vehicle that where the pilots, the astronauts could fly this. It's just pretty much like a glider. That's all it is. It's a glider where they line it up by its trajectory, its course, and where it's heading to, and just swiftly glide it back, because they've said already beforehand that, yeah, the pilot better get it right, because there is no, oh shit, we overshot the runway, let me turn around and fucking line it back up for another landing. No, it's one and you're done, which I kind of thought was kind of odd. Don't worry, it's just a little bit. I mean, that makes you kind of think a little bit, because I don't know how many people have seen the movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis in it, and my boy, damn, I said he's my boy, Bruce Willis, he's my boy too, but my other man, Ben Affleck, that's my man right there. Reindeer Games, love that movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch Reindeer Games. It's a hell of a movie. It's the classic. But the movie Armageddon, it depicts end of days type of situation where a huge asteroid is hurling towards Earth, and they've kind of pretty much said, oh, it's gonna destroy Earth, and we need to figure out a way to do it. So what they ended up doing, instead of having astronauts and having them train up on to dig, into an touched, unfucking celestial body such as an asteroid, that they're scientists, whatever, they're gonna get the world's best deep core drillers, oil drillers, not just regular drillers, just fucking oil drillers. And they're gonna get them, and they're a bunch of ragtag, bunch of group, and gonna have them dig like 800 or some feet or whatever the fuck it is, deep down into the celestial body of the asteroid, and then plant a nuclear device, and then swiftly get off and blow the motherfucker to bridge. Yeah, that's the premise of that one. But all this was done by showing and showcasing the space shuttle, and the space shuttle was featured in it, but it was like Space Shuttle XL or some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck it was. Something else other than that. Somewhere along the lines of that. So, but like I said, I just have a curiosity. If that was it's not able to fly, and not having much maneuverability, and if you watch the movie toward the end, just before, when they leave Bruce Willis and says, "Hey, dude, fucking detonate this shit. Thanks, you're a hero and everything. Don't forget to detonate the motherfucker." They're getting ready to leave, and then somehow, I don't know how, but like I said, it's a movie, so we're just going to go ahead and live in the land of make-believe. So, the space shuttle swiftly takes the fuck off. I don't remember, well, actually, as I said, it took off, but it takes off in a way where it just drives, and then it takes off like a regular aircraft. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if it does do that, but it fucking did do it like it was on a runway on the asteroid. Like the asteroid had a runway specifically designed for, space, shuttle to take off in that fast and to climb and get some altitude and get the fuck off the asteroid and fucking fly on to wherever the hell it's gonna go to. I don't know, but that's what they were leaning towards. That like I said, don't think too much in it. It's a fucking movie. Don't sit there and scrutinize it. It's a movie. All right, get over it. Don't sit here and pound your brain by thinking about, wait, what are you talking about? Say it's a movie. But the real space shuttles in museums, and they're there to show people a way of things. But all I'm getting at is that the space shuttle wasn't designed for actual kind of flight. It's just a kind of a glider, just to kind of get itself, there. It's just a minimum usage of piloting beyond its controls that it had. But I'm more concerned as far as why didn't we build upon this? And this is like leads on to the other shit. It's like, I'll put it this way. It's always some underlining bullshit whenever the government, or i.e., heavily invested investors, we get to a point where like, fuck it. I mean, we'll move on from it and act like nothing happened. Like, dude, we can build upon this. This is what we're supposed to do. This is what we've done in human civilization, and human mankind has done this shit. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the people, the Romans, back in the day when they built their fucking small-ass fucking theaters and their stadiums, when they were doing gladiator shit, they didn't just say, "Oh, we'll just do it here and just fuck it, we'll just get in." No, they wanted to build upon it. They make a grander scale. They said, "Let's build a huge ass goddamn epitome," which eventually ended up being as known as what we know as today, the goddamn Coliseum, which is, i.e., essential back in the day, which is now compared to today's era, is a fucking stadium. That is what our stadiums are, a remnants of the beginning, which is that the Coliseum. You see the Coliseum as it is, with people coming in. People have actually, sometime back then they had tickets, or I don't know if they had tickets, but they had maybe some chalk. I don't know, fucking know. But they had, seating and areas and arrangements and food and shit like that. This is back then when the Coliseum. And it's the same remnants as we have now to this day with certain stadiums like baseball stadiums, football stadiums, soccer stadiums, basketball stadiums. We build upon it. We build upon it, and we make this shit goddamn better. You know, I mean, for instance, but then you look at other things in history that they kind of disregard. They write it off like a bad check. They're like, look, dude, I'm gonna write that shit off because one, fuck, I don't know, bro. It's we're not doing that today, and it's you know, they just write it off like it didn't happen, or we're just gonna move on from it and hope no one questions about it. Like, for instance, it's like the moon landing. Yeah, we went to the moon. Terrific, wonderful. I still have my debates about that, and I'll tell you in a little bit about it. But we didn't go back. We did missions to it, and then we didn't go back, and they pretty much says, yeah, there ain't shit on there, so we're just not going to worry about it. And then why not? It's cost too damn much. And, well, the American people ain't paying for this shit. But why not? We can have hamburger bars and hamburger sandwiches in space on the moon. Now, fuck that. We're going to move on to something else, and don't worry about it. We're going to build this international space station or an international gas station in space to just going to say, hey, we're going to grow some lettuce out there and see how the lettuce reacts to, you know, zero gravity. And we're going to do that for apparently the next, 30 some years just to test the shit out. But we're not going to have any new data from this because of the fact that we're not going to get any new data. We're just going to get the same shit data that we had for the beginning when we first started this shit. And no one's going to question it. No one's going to say, why couldn't we just build upon from what this? We land on the moon, let's build upon it. We have a space station, let's build upon on fucking conquering and making shit happen. We see it in the movies all the time, but, you know, for some odd reason, the reality sets in. It's like, fuck it, don't worry about it. And it comes out, it costs so much money. It's just, people are not invested. We got other shit we gotta do. They're like, the fuck? You know? I mean, here's one. They'd be like, you know, Christopher Columbus. Well, hey, this is a bad analogy, but you know, he comes over. He's like, hey, you know, the first settlers come over. Hey, Indians, we don't know what's going on, and they're like, here, we're gonna help you so that you can get yourself started and be able to, you know, adapt to the land. Fuck it, we're just gonna go back home. We're gonna show you. Fuck it, we ain't got time to learn to grow some corn, man. We're not down with that. You know, but thanks anyway. See you, bye. What would happen if the first settlers did that? There would be no North America. Well, there would be in North America. It's just the English would have never settled here in America because they would have ran off and said, fuck it. You know, just as far as anything that, you know, these so-called, you know, things are going. So what I'm getting at is to mention is that a lot of this shit happens. I understand we had tragedy happened with the space shuttle program, but in the same sense, you know, we're supposed to overcome adversity and to figure a better way to be able to do those things that would lay the groundwork for us to build upon, not disregard and says, fuck it, it's cost too much to people who are not going to buy into it. But instead, we just run and hide our tails and just pack it in and then go to a Cold War enemy and say, hey, we'll pay you some money if we can put our people on your Soyuz rocket ship and send us out to space station so we can, you know, grow some more lettuce and figure what we're doing. And also do some science too. Yeah, I forgot that, science. So, I mean, I just wanted you guys to listen to some of this stuff that they talk about this, and it's, I don't know, man. It's just, Jesus goodness, it boggles the mind out of me. Oh my goodness, it boggles the mind out of me, and it makes me really wonder, like, who's to play with all this, you know? Somebody's got to be in on it, and somebody probably more likely is. So I said, first, I'm reading this article, why didn't NASA retire the space shuttle program? The hype of the space shuttle. Space shuttle, I'm looking at a picture here by the space shuttle Atlantis blast off on May 14th, 2010. kicking off STS-136, first convened during the heady and well-funded time around the initial moon landings. The space shuttle was intended to provide NASA with low-cost means to bring humans and payloads to low Earth orbit. The shuttle was planned not to only visit Skylab, but also help with the construction of Skylab's successor space stations. Listen to what I'm saying. Using the Space Lab module built by a European Space Agency, which was located in the rear of the space shuttle's cargo bay, the space shuttle could pull double duty, performing many scientific experiments originally intended to be carried out aboard fully fledged space stations. So obviously we were thinking about having potentially other space stations, i.e., I'm saying this, gas stations. Alright? Exxon, Shell, other gas stations. So, all these potential benefits of the space shuttle were piled on top of one key promise: rapid turnaround of the spacecraft between flights. Some NASA personnel even anticipated that a shuttle would be able to carry out back-to-back flights within just 2 weeks. I don't think that's pretty much, that's fucking stretching it. I mean, we're not the fucking Jetsons, you know, shit's not like that. So somebody's dreaming on that aspect. Many of the predictions of the space shuttle came true. The fleet helped build the ISS, docked with Mir Space Station, made extensive use of Space Lab, and carried many important payloads to orbit, including the Hubble telescope. By the way, the Hubble telescope can look into deep space. Deep space. And you can look down to other galaxies, and this is me just talking right now, not really, or other galaxies, and see the observable universe. But if your next door neighbor decides to try to steal your fucking Christmas lights next Christmas, and your Ring camera it has HD, it's still not going to pick up the clarity on that. But the Hubble Space Telescope, can see the observable universe, meaning the other side of the goddamn fucking universe, whatever. Yeah, this is whatever. And interplanetary probes, Millennium, Ulysses, and something else. So, I'm just trying to get right. What the fuck, dude? The average cost of the shuttle launch was mind-boggling $450 million, for more than the NASA had predicted. While the shuttle was proposed to make disposable rockets a thing of the past, it did exactly the opposite. Most customers who wanted to put satellites into orbit found conventional rockets to be a cheaper alternative. So, let's say most customers wanted to put... What the fuck kind of customers? Are you talking about DirecTV? Talking about Dish Network? Because that's what it sounded like. That they wanted their fucking satellites in fucking orbit. Because they wanted to charge you an arm and leg so that you can make sure that you can get the Sunday ticket when it came around for football season. And it says found conventional rockets to be a cheaper alternative. So basically, the fuck you talking about? Instead of getting Fruity Pebbles, you get Fruity Rebels? The fuck does that mean? So they fucking only shoot themselves in the foot at this point in time, right? So instead of fucking making this shit the way it's supposed to be because you figure it's cost a shitload, you're just gonna fucking downgrade the shit? Has no sugar in it? The fuck? So it's light. So you're drinking light Kool-Aid at this point. Matter of fact, I don't want fucking Kool-Aid if everybody's drinking the bitch at the party. So, second, the proposed launch schedules and turnaround times for the shuttle fleet were essentially fantasy. The fastest turnaround for any shuttle in the history of the program was 54 days. And after the Challenger disaster, The fastest turnaround was 88 days. So I guess they said, "Fuck, we need to slow this shit down." A far cry from what NASA officials thought they could accomplish. Slow turnarounds meant fewer flights, which meant less access to space for paying customers. What the fuck are you talking paying customers? So, what paying customers are we talking about? Billionaires? Are we talking those who, like Richard Branson and them, go out in outer space, right? Claim to go out in outer space, with some babes, But as, like I said before, him and fucking the guys from Dude Perfect, right? Yeah, the guys that make the perfect shots, right? They want to go into space and say, "Oh, we're in space," but at the same time, they're wearing jumpsuits, like fighter jumpsuits. No spacesuit, no mask, nothing, just in case the shit goes sideways. Just saying that one. And for the Virgin Mobile, Rich Bronson. The pilots had fucking helmets and oxygen masks, but, he's in the back seat of the fucking aircraft, and he has nothing, so we're just going to disregard that fact, And the same thing with, the guy who went from Dude Perfect and went up to, said he went to space. He was like, "Oh, I'm in space, I'm an astronaut now." Really? Really? You're an astronaut, right? Astronaut now? No space fucking helmet, nothing like that, but you just go to the last layer of space, last layer of the atmosphere. But, you didn't have any fucking re-entry, like, burns or anything. But you claim you're an astronaut? Sure, pal. We're going to believe you on that one, too. Even though, the company that sent you there got paid because they needed, somebody, front runner, to, make money off. So they got paid, and you got paid, too. So that's how it happened, Sponsoring, basically, hey, you sponsor my little league team, pretty much, can you? Can you, please? We'll give you some money. Yeah, just make us look good. Just put my name on the back of your jersey. There you go. So, just so many inaccuracies with a lot of shit. And I just still don't understand if the space shuttle program had to kind of die out and just then they say, whatever, because it costs $450 million. Oh, wow, okay. Yes, it does cost money. It does cost a lot of money to make sure everything's right, so that way we don't have bad shit that happens. But at the same time, you cannot just fucking just give up on something. I just don't get it. And like I said, $450 million. Why? Because somebody else was asking for an extra fucking raise in their paycheck, and trust me, it wasn't me. So, I mean, I just don't get it. They, but yet we're gonna go ahead and use the Russian Soyuz rocket and go up there. Does anybody ever see a fucking launch of that fucking Russian Soyuz fucking rocket going into space? Anyone? Can anyone elaborate? Can anyone? I'm gonna type this in to find out if it's true. Russian Soyuz. I don't know how to spell it. Rocket launching astronauts into space. Yeah, are they doing it? Let's see what they probably would censor. Holy fuck, is that the Soyuz? Does that look like shit? I am sorry. We need to just stick to what we had beforehand, and that's the goddamn fucking space shuttle program. I mean, I guess they said bigger isn't always better. Sometimes we have to make it a little bit smaller. Look, fuck, dude. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Like, America, we want to go at it hard. We went at it hard, and we just keep building at it hard. All right? I mean, the shit is fucking on point as far as the space shuttle program. As a kid, I was so in tune to the whole space shuttle program. It was fascinating, and it was tragic too when this stuff went bad, but damn, it was like, look at what we have here to build upon. But now we're using Russians Soyuz rockets to send our astronauts in there. And I'm looking at this. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck. I mean, it looks impressive, I guess, by some standards, but honestly, Houston, do we have a problem? Because I'm not sure if we do or not. I think we do. I think we need to go back to the drawing board and figure some shit out. I mean, I don't fucking know, man. And I'm just looking at some stuff. I'm trying to get an idea. And I'm pretty sure the Soyuz rocket can get it into space. And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I think it's better than the rocket that, you know, I guess the Dude Perfect guy that, didn't have a, dug in fucking, part where the rocket fuel could actually not melt the whole damn landing pad. But hey, what do I know? There's not, every fucking landing pad that sends those astronauts into space have a water release thing where they flush water down there to cool the bottom from fucking scorching and melting. But, hey, it is what it is. I guess they said, fuck it. There's a dime and a dozen. We're sending Dude Perfect and 4 other people up here who are getting paid anyway, so whatever. I don't. And then, I'm looking at this Soyuz rocket shit, and I'm pretty sure that the Russian Soyuz spacecraft has been the exact same one that they've had since from when they first started this shit, and we're dating this shit back to the 60s and 70s. It looks like the Russian spacecraft has not changed one goddamn bit. Their shit has been the same, and they're content with it. I mean, the United States, we went all out, made our shit fucking look good, but then obviously we had setbacks. But that doesn't should keep us from continuing to build upon our setbacks. No, fuck no. Let's do that shit and just fucking ride that shit high, god damn it. It's America, god damn it. Let's fucking hand this shit out and fucking do it. Well, I mean, let's go back. Everybody's like, well, that's where the real focus is. I'm doing a a dramatization of how these politicians are talking, right? Well, we've been to the moon, and we built the space station, and the next feat that we need to go to is to Mars. We need to land, get a first man on the Mars surface. That's what we need to do. Oh, sure. I have a question. What are we going to plan on doing when we get the first man onto Mars? Well, we're going to find out there ain't jack shit on that fucking planet. And from that point, we're just going to say, hey, we got there. We're going to bring them back, and we're going to do some more things. And then what we're going to do next, we're going to go to Jupiter. Yeah, that's right. We're going to go to Jupiter. Because that's the next fucking inhabitable and nonsense place that we plan on not going, but we're going to fucking say we're going to go. And it's going to lead it down to about another maybe 100 plus years that before we even actually really make our stamp by going there. Sure, I heard Jupiter, it's a gas planet, and as a gas planet, we humans can't really live on there, and and Jupiter doesn't have a surface either. It's just gas. It's a ball of fucking gas. You shut the fuck up, goddammit. All right, I'm a fucking senator. I know what I'm talking about. You mind your P's and Q's, goddamn journalist. All right, goddammit. You understand? This is me. This is all me, goddammit. All right. You mind your goddamn P's and Q's and shut the fuck up. I mean, but sir, I'm just trying to spot out the obviousness that there might be something wrong. Like, somebody get him out of here right now. He's asking too many goddamn questions. All right, questions that I don't have a goddamn clue at this point in time. But I'm gonna fucking make some shit up. God damn it, because that's what I'm doing. So, end quote, right? Because, I mean, for the love of goodness, I mean, what would happen if, the guy who invented, Henry Ford, the guy who invented the car, what if he just said, fuck it, I just don't know, man. I mean, we don't got seatbelts, fuck, the tires ain't fucking, we own some, 12-inch tires, shit's not working, I mean, it's, sticking, I can't put this bitch in neutral, it's what it is. We gave a good try, fuck it. hey, everybody, get them horses back up here, and we'll start doing some shit, riding that motherfucker. I mean, what would happen if that happened? I mean, we all still be, hey, get in the wagon. Hey, my horse needs some water. Shit. Hey, did you guys do the shoeing? Damn it, did. I need to go out and handle that shit right there. It's going to take me about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to go get that shit to take care of. Okay. God damn it, Jed, you need to get on that shit. Fuck, man. I don't fucking know. But I'm just saying, it's just sometimes certain stuff just boggles the mind. And it's infuriating because it's like there's so much we can do with pre-existing stuff that to just kind of work on and obviously I get the funding because we have to be able to fund certain stuff. But as I said in my other previous podcast, trust me, the United States has an unlimited amount of money. Okay? Trust me on that. Alright? If anything that you take away from this, remember, the United States has an unlimited amount of money. And on top of that, if you have a gold brick or a diamond, trust me, we place values on shit like that because it's like, oh, I got a shiny fucking rock. Ooh, I got a shiny ass fucking crystal fucking thing that's in my fucking hand. But guess what? I'm gonna shave it down to where it's gonna be little tiny little thing, and it's gonna go into a ring. And I'm gonna charge you motherfuckers $15,000 just so that way you can tell your wife, hey baby, I loves you. Be like, really? Okay, whatever. Place a value on certain shit, but like I say, you take anything away from this, the United States is not tapped for funds. Alright? We have plenty of funds. Alright? We just don't want to give our funds out to certain people. That is what the deal is. So, I mean, it is what it is. Oh, jeez. God damn it. So, we've come to another concluding episode here on the Cool Show. Probably got heard me enough. One of my feelings. I'm sitting irritated because I'm pretty damn pissed off at our space shuttle program. And I just reading it and I got irritated. Because I want to see us prosper. I want to see us go above and beyond. Infinity and beyond. It pisses me off that, sometimes make shit happen. Why don't we all just go ahead and start a goddamn GoFundMe for this? It's a massive fund space shuttle program. Want it? Need it? God damn it. So anyway, if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow me on social media platforms. Be sure to follow me on my TikTok channel, The Coolly Cool Show. Be sure to listen and follow me on my YouTube channel, The Coolly Cool Show, if you missed any of my beginning segments of this show. You can follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_TheChamp. You can also follow me on my Twitter page at CoollyCool24. And as always, the government is listening. And hey, Gov, if you're listening, do you like the show? So we're rocking from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. If you're listening, stop being stingy. You freaking send a message and say, hey, we're listening, man.